Thank you for taking the time to learn about the 2017-2018 proposed budget for the Hilton Central School District. My name is Adam Geis, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Business. What we're going to cover during this presentation are the district accomplishments and data benchmarks, budget factors, the 2017-18 proposed budget and bus purchase, election of board members, and the annual vote, which takes place Tuesday, May 16, 2017. We'd like to start out with talking about some of our 2016-17 district accomplishments and data benchmarks. We have a lot to be proud of this year, including being named Rochester Top Workplace in the Democrat and Chronicle Digital Study for the 4th year in a row. This year was special as we were the #1 ranked large employer. We had 233 10th graders present their middle years program personal projects. Merton Williams was redesignated as an essential element school to watch, and Matthew Piatto, a junior at the Hilton High School, has been selected to perform the 2017 National Association for Music Education All-Eastern Honors Ensemble. Several students have the opportunity to participate in a Global Navigator Scholarship, where they are able to learn language and culture and global discovery programs across 5 different countries. Our mock trial team continues to show strong finishes as being a finalist in the county. The district received the Diane Maurer School Partnership Award for the Emergent Teacher Program through SUNY Brockport, and 20 teachers have participated in a video coaching program to fine-tune their skills as educators. Our athletic teams also performed very strong. We were Section 5 indoor track champions in the 4x8 relay and the race walk. Our Section 5 girls bowling champions for the 2nd year in a row, and our New York State wrestling champions for the 4th year in a row, including 3 individuals placing in the top 2. Special congratulations to Coach Craig Gross, who was the All-Greater Rochester Coach of the Year. We look at 4 main benchmarks when we compare our district both internally and to the districts in the county. The first one is students earning a Regents diploma. We fared very well over the last 10 years, this year at 93% of students earning a Regents diploma, and 57% earning a Regents diploma with advanced designation. We also look what students do once they leave the Hilton Central School District. 80% of our students go on to post-secondary education, 49% attending a 4-year school and 31% attending a 2-year school. We know the college may not be for all, so we have some students that enter directly into the workforce, some that enter the military, and others that go into a trade. One of the financial benchmarks we use is the county cost per pupil. This is simply the total budget divided by your total enrollment. For the 8th consecutive year in a row, the Hilton Central School District has the lowest per pupil cost in the county at just under $18,000 per student. The county average came in at $21,378. We believe that we provide a great education at a very fair cost. Another financial benchmark that we use is the county school taxes paid. For a home valued at $125,000, the Hilton school bill would come in at $2,203. The county average is $2,340. You can see that we are the 4th lowest in the county. There are several budget factors that go into developing a budget. This year we had our first late state budget adoption under Governor Cuomo's tenure. We also have uncertainty at the federal level with the change in leadership. Whenever we have additional funds that come to the district, we look at one of 3 areas. The tax levy. We want to continue display of good financial health that is respectful to the taxpayers and provides a quality education to our students. We also look at our appropriated fund balance and reserves. This is our savings that we use in order to balance our budget. And we look at the funding of new initiatives. This year we took a little different approach, and you'll see that as we go on through the presentation. One of the biggest budget factors is the property tax cap. This limits the increase in tax levy to the rate of inflation, which for this year is 1.26%. plus or minus certain defined adjustments. Each district must calculate their cap each year and report this to the comptroller. Here's a graphic representation of the tax cap from the 2016-17 as compared to the 2017-18. You can see the volatility in the basic cap, moving from 0.12% in the 2016-17 year to 1.26% in the 17-18 year. The green portion of the chart represents new construction. We believe that Hilton is a destination district and people are moving in and building homes in the Hilton area. The purple portion of the graph represents changes in the capital tax levy. This was the most volatile out of all the components of the property tax cap, going from about 0.75% to a negative 1%. That puts our overall cap at 1.23%. Other budget factors include retirements. We had 5 teacher retirements, 14 support staff, and 1 administrator. Anytime we have a vacancy, we look to see if we're going to replace that position as is, eliminate the position altogether, or distribute some of the duties and modify it. State aid this year remained flat. Prior to New York State adopting their budget, we were expecting to receive $300,000 less in state aid than the year before. Health insurance continues to be a major pressure on our expenditure budget, with double-digit increases of 11.5%. To put this in perspective, in December of 16, moving to January of 17, the district had to pay an additional $110,000 per month in health insurance costs. We are part of the Monroe County Consortium, which has helped save us money over the last several years, with much lower increases than the community-rated plans have experienced. Another budget factor is the BOCES 2 capital project. We put together a 3-year plan in order to fund this. We were able to fund it with surpluses from the 14-15 and 15-16 budget, so there is no local impact for taxpayers. The 2017-18 budget is decreasing from $1.4 million to $800,000, both on our expenditure and revenue budgets. The next 2 slides will update you on our capital projects. On December 8, 2015, the voters passed a mini capital project for $2.65 million. We had a successful bid opening on April 6, 2016, and have completed Phase 1 during the summer of 2016 to replace the septic system and leach field at Northwood Elementary School. Phase 2 is set to break ground in the summer of 2017, with site work to be completed at Village Elementary, Merton Williams Middle School, and the high school. The rendering on this picture shows what the new entranceway to LeBeau Field will look like, with one of the important safety features of separating out pedestrian and vehicle traffic. On December 15, 2016, the voters passed a $32.25 million project. This is a large project which we are breaking down into 2 phases. The bid opening for Phase 1 will take place in summer of 2017, with work scheduled in the summer of 2018. This will include a new roof and mechanical systems at the high school. Phase 2 will be bid out in the February of 2019. And construction will take place during the summer of 2019 and summer of 2020, and will include renovations at all buildings. Here's our 2017-18 expenditure budget by major category. I'd like to jump right down to the bottom to show the overall total of our budget, which will be $80,875,790, or a change of $894,637, or 1.12%. To put that in perspective, our budget-to-budget increase over the last 4 years has averaged 3.45%. The property tax cap and flat state aid has really hampered our budget process. A couple numbers I'd like to point out on this slide are the benefits statutory line of a decrease of approximately $500,000. This was due to a rate decrease in the New York State teachers' retirement system. That savings, however, was eaten up by the benefits contractual line with an increase of almost $1.2 million related to our health insurance increase. The last item I'd like to point out is a capital fund transfer line, which was a decrease of $583,000. This was a planned decrease based on our BOCES 2 capital project described earlier. The 2017-18 budget includes many new initiatives. We anchor those initiatives to our district strategic plan, with a focus on people, teaching and learning, and systems. One of the changes with our budget initiatives this year is we looked at reallocation or redeployment of resources. These budget initiatives will not add any new dollars to our budget. One of the major components of the district strategic plan is improving safety and security. We are adding additional security during break weeks and the summer with our 2 busiest buildings of the high school and central office here at Quest. We're also adjusting a position at Quest Elementary and increasing an administrative assistant position from 0.5 to 1.0. We are accelerating the replacement of our one-to-one instructional technology in grades of 7 and 8 by utilizing our textbook allocation in order to fund that. The district has decided to modify 2 positions due to retirement. Some of the services that were provided by the Director of Student Services are going to be shared with other administrators, and we're going to bring in an entry-level administrator to that position. We're also going to hire an entry-level administrator to take over the alternative education program at the high school. We also needed to address mandated services through the redeployment of grant funding. Both the Village Elementary School and Merton Williams Middle School are Title I schools. The funding received for Title I schools are going to be used to add a teacher at the Village Elementary School, a reading AAS teacher at Village Elementary, and a teaching assistant at Merton Williams. We are also adding a district-wide speech teacher, a .7 occupational therapist, and a .3 physical therapist. Here is our 2017-18 revenue budget. This has to equal our expenditure budget, so you can see that we are again coming in at $80,875,790. With the property tax cap of 1.23%, we are only able to raise $460,000 in property taxes. Again, prior to New York State settling their budget, we were going to experience a $300,000 decrease in state aid. However, once they passed the final numbers, we saw a $34,000 increase. We've also made an adjustment to the Monroe County sales tax budget, bringing it more in line to what we are collecting. The last line I'd like to point out is the appropriated fund balance. We are able to maintain the same amount as the 2016-17 budget. This chart shows the history of our appropriated fund balance and reserves. The blue portion of the chart represents our reserves, the red represents our fund balance. You can see that back in 2008, 9, and 9-10, we had very little of our savings that was used to balance the budget. We then went through one of the worst recessions since the Great Depression, and many districts across the state and in Monroe County, including Hilton, used their savings in order to balance their budgets. We have weathered through that storm and have been able to decrease our reliance on utilizing our savings to balance our budget. While this year we weren't able to decrease, we were at least able to remain flat. Here are the 2017-2018 projected tax rates. These won't be finalized by the Board of Education until their August meeting. The residents of Greece, Hamlin, and Parma will have a 5-cent per $1,000 of assessed value increase. The residents of Clarkson will have a 56-cent increase per $1,000 of assessed value. This is due to the declining equalization rate for the town of Clarkson, moving from 97% to 95%. The equalization rates for Greece, Hamlin, and Parma have remained at 100%. If you own a $100,000 home in the town of Greece, Hamlin, or Parma, your tax bills will go up approximately $5 per year. In Clarkson, a home that has a value of $100,000 would be assessed at $95,000 and experience the same $5 per year increase. Their total tax bill would be $2,324, which is the same as Greece, Hamlin, and Parma. This chart shows the 10-year Hilton tax rate history. We have been in a very tight range at around $23 per $1,000 of assessed value. We are the fourth lowest in the county. Also on the ballot is our bus purchase proposition. We replace our 10-year-old buses that have approximately 120 to 140,000 miles. The district encompasses 70 square miles, transports over 4,800 students to over 300 bus routes covering 47 schools and programs throughout the county, and each year our buses drive over 1.5 million miles. The bus replacement proposition totals $1,151,162. The plan is to purchase 6 69-passenger buses, 4 20-passenger buses, and 3 Dodge Caravans. Buses are financed over a 5-year period, and the state picks up the lion's share of that at almost 80%. Also on the ballot is the election of board members. We have 2 candidates running for the board, Brian O'Connor, a Hamlin resident, and Mary Ann Chafee, a North Greece resident. You can vote for up to 2 candidates. Here are the voting guidelines. Voter registration is required. You must be over age 18 and a resident of the school district for 30 days. If you live in Greece, you will vote at the Northwood Elementary School. For all of the residents, you'll be voting at the high school. Absentee ballots are available from the district clerk. Voting hours are from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, May 16th. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the 2017-2018 Hilton Central School District budget. If you'd like more information, please visit our website.